Hello dear students, we read chapter Deep Water, which is written by William Marvell Douglas, and in this chapter we read that how the author overcame the fear of the deep water. We can see that William Douglas' fear of water was developed by two very horrible incidents. In the first instance, a wave knocked him down when he was 4 years old. In the second instance, he was thrown in the bottomless end of the pool by a bully. He was almost drowned in that incident. So, having gone through such dreadful experiences, water was a matter of real fear for him. However, he has worked very hard to overcome the fear, and at last he won over the fear in this mighty battle. The deep water lesson tells us about the measures taken by the author to overcome his fear. And one of the great lessons we can acquire from the William Douglas Deep Water is how to win over the fear with the help of the strength of mind and will power. So let's discuss question and answers of this chapter. Question number 1 says, when did the author decide to learn swimming? Why did he join YMCA pool? So dear kids, you have to learn this, the full form of YMCA pool, that is Young Men Christian Association, right? It may be asked in your paper. The author decided to learn swimming at the age of 10 or 11 years. There was a pool at the YMCA that offered that opportunity. And the YMCA pool was quite safe. It was only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end, and while it was 9 feet deep at the other end, and the drop was gradual. So that's why he decided to learn swimming there, and moreover his mother gave her consent, right, to learn swimming in that pool. So that's why he decided he joined YMCA pool. Question number 2 is, what did the author do to learn swimming at the YMCA pool? So these the important points we have to see, we have to remind here that what he did before going to a YMCA pool. So what did he do? The author got a pair of water wings and went to pool. This is the first one. He paddled with his new water wings, watching the other boys and trying to learn, aping them. He did this 2 or 3 times on different days, and was beginning to feel at ease. So like this he learned swimming, and these are the starting steps that what he did to learn the swimming. Question number 3 is, why did Douglas' mother recommend that he should learn swimming at the YMCA pool? So as discussed earlier too in first question, that the author wanted to learn swimming when he was 10 or 11 years old. Before that also he was having one aversion of water, because when he was 3 or 4 years old, he went with his father at California Beach, and there he got this aversion of water, right? So when he was of 10 or 11 years young, that time he decided that he will go for swimming. So the Yakima River was very dangerous actually, and the author's mother continually warned him against it and kept on telling him the incidents of drowning in it. Many accidents took place earlier too. So she was not actually giving permission. She was very much concerned for her son, so that's why she was not allowing him to go to Yakima River, but she was agreed to send him to YMCA pool. Why? Because it was safe, right? Therefore she recommended YMCA pool to learn swimming. So this you have to write down. Question number 4 is, describe the author's childhood experience when he was 3 or 4 years old. Now see, 2, 3, you may get confused at which experience or which version he got where. So when here it is written very clearly when he was 3 or 4 years old, right? So what you have to do, what you have to learn? Beach in California. When he was 3 or 4 years old, that time he got the version of water, the bad experience through, at the beach, right, when he was accompanying his father. So there he got this aversion of the very first aversion of water. So let's see what is written. The author had an aversion to the water when he was 3 or 4 years old. His father took him to beach in California, and he was standing together in the surf. Means what? The sea, okay, or the beach, in the you can see the waves of water. Suddenly the waves knocked him down and swept over him, and he was buried in the water. His breath was gone. This caused a terror in his mind of water. So this you have to write down in answer. Just have a look once again. This is the complete answer. You can see on a screen that the author had an aversion to the water when he was 3 or 4 years old. His father took him to the beach in California, and his father and he was standing together in the surf. Suddenly the waves knocked him down and swept over him, and he was buried in the water. His breath was gone. This caused terror in his mind of water. Question number 5 is, what happened one day when the author was sitting alone beside the pool? So this was the accident actually which happened with him at the YMCA pool. So that you have to answer here, and you have to see the the marks given to the question also. According to that you have to give. If it is of 2 marks, so write down in 20 to 30. If it is of 3 marks, so 30 to 40 words. And if it is long, 80 to 100, so then you have to write down the complete incident here, right? So as we are doing short answers here, so you have to write down 30 to 40 words. That is the limit here. One day the author went to the pool when no one was there, right? And what he used to do, he went into the water when he saw the people or the other boys, and they are in water, and he tried to ape them, means copy them. So because he was waiting, he was alone there in the pool, so he did not get the courage to enter in water, enter in the pool. So he was waiting outside the pool, and he was timid about going into the pool alone. So he sat on the side of the pool to wait for others, and then an 18 years old boy came there and tossed the author into the pool, thinking that the author might knew swimming. Okay, so instead of author here you may write down Douglas also, because same author is William Douglas here, right? So this is the answer of the question. Question number 6 is, how did the big bully also it is written in your text also, how did the big boy throw the author into the pool? So what did he do? The big boy was about 18 years old. He was a kind of a bruiser. He yelled, "Hi skinny, how would you like to be ducked?" कि अगर फेंक दूंगा मैं तुम्हें तो कैसा लगेगा तुम्हें? And he thought that he was just making him fool only, or he was joking with him, because he did not know that this boy, he did not know how to swim. So with that he picked the author up and tossed him to the deep end of the pool. However, he later said that he was just fooling, right? But actually he did not know that he is only the learner right now. Describe the appearance of the big boy who tossed the author into the pool. So this is very clearly given in your book, that the boy who tossed the author was about 18 years old. He was a kind of bruiser, and he had thick hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen with the legs and arms that showed rippling muscles, right, growing muscles. So this is the description which is given in your book. What deep meaning did his experience at the YMCA pool have for Douglas? What deep meaning did his experience at YMCA pool have for Douglas? So his experience had a deep meaning for him. The author said that who had known stark fear and conquered it could appreciate it. Means only the bearer knows where the shoe pinches, right? So जिसने एक्सपीरियंस किया है सिर्फ उसी को पता लग सकता है कि उस वक्त मेरे साथ क्या हुआ. So in death there is a peace, there is terror only in the fear of death, and the author concludes saying that all we need is to fear itself. So these are the closing lines of the chapters. So please write as it is in the answer to. How did Douglas' introduction to the YMCA pool revive his childhood fear of water? Listen carefully the question. How did Douglas' introduction to the YMCA pool revive his childhood fear? And what was his childhood fear? When he was with his father at California Beach, right? So Douglas has had aversion of water since his early childhood. However, he decided to learn swimming at the age of 10 or 11. But one day he was sitting alone beside the pool and he was sitting for others to come. An 18-year-old boy came there and tossed the author into the pool. He was saved with great difficulty from being drowned. In this way, the introduction to YMCA pool reinforced the author's childhood fear of water. So this is the simple answer. If you want to add something different, but take care of the word limits, you can do. Question number 10 is, what did Douglas feel and do when he was pushed into the swimming pool or swimming water? Listen carefully. What did Douglas feel and do when he was pushed into the swimming? So here we have to remind that when he was entering down, when he was going down at the bottom of the water, right? So that time he was remembering that planning something. He was using his wit also while going down. He was making the plan that how he would come out, right? So this we have to see. When Douglas was tossed into the water, he was frightened but not much. He thought that when he reached the bottom, he would make a big jump. So this was his plan, right? So when he reached the bottom, he would make a big jump. Then he would come to the surface like a cork. If you remember, cork is what? It's a cap of the bottle, right? It seemed a long way down. That time, actually that 9 feet was about 90 feet, he said. He reached the bottom very slow. It appeared to him that those 9 feet, that is what? The depth of the swimming pool at the other corner, okay? Suppose this is your swimming pool and this is the entry from here, and here it is 2 to 3 feet, right? And this is the last end of the pool. So here the depth is what? 9 feet. Generally it happen in the swimming pools, right? So it seemed a long way down. He reached the bottom very slow. It appeared him 9 feet like that 9 feet like 90 feet, and he felt that his lungs would burst. He came up very slowly. He grew panicky. He thought that he would not survive. This thought gave him peace. And last, he just tried for 3 times actually, but finally he exhausted, and he said that I crossed to oblivion, right? So this is also very important line given here. How did Douglas' experience at the YMCA pool affect him? So Douglas was saved from drowning. When he came to his senses, he found that he was lying on his stomach beside the pool and he was vomiting when he was out of the pool, right? When he was saved. After hours later, the author walked to his home. He was feeling very weak. He could neither eat nor sleep that night. He never went to the pool again, and he avoided the water whenever he could. Means he never, after that incident of YMCA pool, he never went to for many years. He did not, you can say, he did not go near any water body. Question number 12 is, why did author go to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, right? This is a name of a water body where he practiced after got the mastery, after he got the certificate from his trainer. So why he went there? This is the question. So the author had learned swimming from a very capable instructor, but the author wanted to conquer his fear of water completely. Therefore, he went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire. He swam across the lake only once. Did his old fear of water return? However, he brushed this thought of fear aside and swam across the lake, and he threatened that fear also, and the water and that fear in Lake Wentworth, right? And he talked with him, he laughed at the fear, okay, and he got the mastery finally over his fear. Question number 13 is, how do you think was Douglas rescued when he was about to be drowned? So a big boy threw Douglas into the pool thinking that he knew swimming. But Douglas did not know swimming. He was about to be drowned. He lost his senses. When he regained consciousness, he found himself lying beside the pool. Naturally, someone saved him who was present there, and most probably it might be the big boy who threw him into the pool, right? It may be there, or it is not sure actually. We are not sure, and that the same boy who threw him into the pool, he saved him. It may be anyone else too. Question number 14 is, why did Douglas decide to overcome his fear of water? So due to his fear of water, Douglas couldn't enjoy any of the water related activities. It ruined his fishing plans, his joy of boating and canoeing. Therefore, he decided to overcome his fear of water. उसके friends सभी canoeing करते थे, boating करते थे, fishing करते थे, लेकिन he was deprived of all these, right? So that's why he decided कि मैं कब तक डरता रहूँगा इससे. So that's why he got one instructor, and with the help of his instructor, he conquered the fear of water. Question number last for today, 15th, is, what a sort of terror seized Douglas as he went down the water with a yellow glow? Here we are talking about the swimming pool, okay? A tinge of water, a tinge of yellow water, that line is given. So how could you feel that he was still alive? How could he feel that he was still alive? So here it was a kind of terror that the person who had experienced could understand. Douglas was about to be drowned in the water and he was crying. He was stiff with fear. Even in his throat, even the cries in his throat were frozen. Only his heart said that he was alive. When there was throbbing sound, he could listen. So that time he realized that he is alive. Okay, so this much is enough for today, and in our next video we will discuss some more questions. Thank you very much for today. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep on writing these answers and questions in your notebook. Thank you very much.